Hey everyone, my name is Baraj Gill, and today I actually would like to talk about parenting and how we as parents are fully responsible for our kids' actions. I know this topic is controversial, but this is why I talk about these topics, because I actually enjoy a little bit of controversy and dynamic thought. So why is my opinion that we are fully 100% responsible for our children? Now, the reason being is because we as parents actually are the ones that affect our child's subconscious mind. So what I mean by that is, as our children grow, we program them as parents. We do. And the way that we program them is, when kids are little, they are creative and they express themselves in creative ways, imagination, visions, dreams, they daydream. And often what we as parents will do is we'll say no to them, to their creativity or to their dreams, and we shut them down. And it's not the part that we say no is not the bad part, because sometimes, you have to protect your kids and what they're doing. They don't know about like how to be safe. So it's not that we say no to them. What it is when we start constantly being negative towards them, disciplining them constantly, we give them an impression of that their creativity is not important and should not be expressed. So the subconscious mind in these little kids will take that, I can't be creative, I can't do that, I'm going to get in trouble, and it starts suppressing their creativity and their emotions towards that, towards whatever creative feeling or thought or avenue they are going towards. And what happens as they grow and become teenagers, they don't allow themselves the expression because they feel like they'll get in trouble. But what happens in teenagehood is they begin, because they're not confident within their own creativity and the way they can express things. I mean, we've all been teenagers. Most people that have watched this are watching this channel, and we're finding ourselves. We're starting to question, like, who am I apart from my parents? Who am I? And I always say being a teenager sucks, because when you're a teenager, your parents control you, your grandparents control you, your aunts, uncles, your teachers, your football coaches, or whatever sport these kids play, ballet, whatever. All these people are trying to control you while you're here and you're trying to build your personality. And when you don't have confidence in expressing creativity, you begin to go outwards, and that's when, like, the drugs, the drinking, picking up bad habits begin. Because the ego of these children will guide them often to do the opposite of what their intuition is saying, because we as parents have suppressed their intuition. So I'm doing a series on, like, just parenting, as you can tell, because the topic is really important to me, and I want to get this out to the world that you are fully responsible for your children. So an example that I can give is support your children. And there's no need to constantly be negative. I know we're tired as mothers and fathers. I know we work all day. I know all of that. I've done it. I've been a single parent to my child since he was 3, and I've done it by myself. So there are no excuses. Like, I completely understand what you can come back at me with, but there are no when you signed up to be a parent, you have to be 2 feet full body in. And lazy parenting is not acceptable, because lazy parenting is so detrimental to the child. And once it's detrimental to the child, once you've suppressed that child's creativity, they lose themselves. They begin, their ego grows, and their ego grows, and they start to looking outwards for expression. And when they can't trust their innards, they can't trust their spirit, they can't trust their gut, their soul, their aura, even as children, it starts to become tight. That's the best way. So instead of, when we think about light, the light is expansive around us. Our aura is expansive. It's like when you're happy, it's so colorful, like beyond the colors of the rainbow, if you can even imagine that. I have seen it in meditation. It is expansive. But when you're unhappy, what happens is your aura becomes tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And if you stay unhappy for most of your life, which about 80% of people do, your aura begins to get leaks and tears in it. And the leaks and tears are from they're from trauma, the trauma that we experience in life that we can't let go of. And our personality often defines how resilient we are. So if you have a hard personality and you do things a certain way and you're stuck in your ways, you're going to have a very difficult time dealing with trauma. Very difficult. If you have a personality where, you're a bit more relaxed, you're a bit more easygoing, you're going to get through life the same way. You're going to get through life because you're not going to see everything, the tragedies. These people that are easygoing, lighter, they'll be able to deal with tragedies a little bit easier because their aura is more expansive. It's not so tight. They let go of things easier. They understand other perspectives. So personality and developing your child's personality when they are young is absolutely key. That's why lazy parenting is not acceptable. And allowing a child to problem solve is so important. When they're having a meltdown, sometimes it's not the time to talk to them, and they need to go into the corner and they need to stand there. I used to give my son, the minute he could start writing, and even before he could start writing, he used to draw. He had a red Spider-Man book and a black Spider-Man book, and whenever he did anything that wasn't right and he was not ready to talk to me and we couldn't have that conversation, I would send him to his room, even at the age of 4, and I would make him draw a picture of, what are your thoughts? Why did you do what you did? And often, even at that age, 4 years old, he would blame everything on me. The pictures were about mommy not letting him get what he wanted. And when he started being able to write, he would write what his feelings were, and then he was allowed to come down, and then we would discuss them. And often I'd be like, no, sweetie, this has nothing to do with mommy. You need to write about why you did what you did. And I started very young with him, and now he, often he still does blame me. He blames me for all of his life problems, but not like, it's very superficial, not in an internal hate level. He takes responsibility for the stuff that he does, and he is very good at apologizing. But that's because I put him through that, and it was a lot of work. But that's what parenting is. It's a lot of work over your jobs, over everything else that you do in life. I hope you guys enjoyed that vlog. Love you guys. Bye.